Hello, hello. We're going to be looking into Idaho. We're just going to be finishing up this page right here really quick because I have a ton I have to get done today. But after I finished the reading yesterday, I was sitting here pondering what came out in that reading, how I said it was like a closet that opened and all the energy just like fell out. I think I pieced something additional together that makes other things make more sense. So we're going to look at that and just finish this page right here. What do I have to say? Oh, this is not a standalone reading. It is part of an investigative series. So if things don't make sense, that would be why, because it's part of a series. In the description, there will be a video explaining how we got this, what this is. There is a Dropbox link that has all of this info so you can follow along if you would like. Okay, so we're going to start with what I pieced together yesterday. So a long time ago, it had to be one of the first 10 readings. I don't know. Anyway, I got a card about, I think it might have been the reading on Hannah or the one book. It was either the reading that has Hannah's picture on the thumbnail or it's the one before that that was, Hannah was a part of it, but it wasn't about her. It's one of those readings. Anyway, I got a card about a blonde girl and a boy being in the room, and that was something that Hannah had known about, like something, I think I said like illegal or immoral or something that Hannah had walked in on. I would like to know if that third girl in the group, so the one that we talked about a lot yesterday in the reading, is that the girl that Hannah walked in on? So Hannah walked into a room, witnessed something she wasn't supposed to see. Fast forward to now, is that third girl in that group with the two surviving roommates? So there's the two surviving roommates and one additional girl in a group. Is that third girl the one that Hannah walked in on? Or knew something about? Four of Pentacles, protecting something you already have. Justice. The Devil in reverse, recovery. Protecting something you already have. Hannah finding out something that she wasn't supposed to know. And I said that Hannah said something along the lines of like, you're better than this. Why are you doing this? Justice. Recovery. Recovery because somebody walked in and saw something they weren't supposed to see, and then there had to be a recovery of that situation. My cats just knocked something over. I'll be right back. It was their entire water bowl that they knocked over. Anyway, okay, so getting back to this paper. Someone was keeping... Didn't even know this was the first line. Someone was keeping tabs on the girls, invading their privacy, feminine energy, passing info on to someone else. That is the third girl that I was just referring to. This is a female that was comfortable at the King Road residence, but was not a roommate, spying on some sort of device. This person had no other choice but to do this right, or something was going to happen, because how I said it was kind of like she originally started doing this because there was something she needed to make up for. She like messed something up or owed something, and it was like, okay, you need to get this information to make up for that. Whoever this was passing information. Whoever this was passing information is someone that did, that's what I just said, someone that did something wrong and they had to go above and beyond to make up for it. So they inserted themselves as much as they could to do as good of a job as they could to be seen as the person who is like fixing whatever had previously gone wrong. Sorry, that was loud. What else can we know about this girl's role? Four of Cups, Magician reversed. Magician reversed is the digital communication, but it's in reverse because it wasn't hers to be gathering and passing on. It was invading someone else's privacy. And the Four of Cups here is about like trying something one way and then having to switch tactics and try it a different way, which is interesting because yesterday we got how I believed that the person that the victims were cutting off wasn't an ex, it was that third roommate. So this is very interesting because it's like, if I'm getting cut off and they're not going to let me around them anymore, I need to try something a different way. Cue Adam. That's when Adam was asked to figure out what the girls would say. It may have been something to do with the noise complaints. Something about the noise complaints got the person that was collecting information and passing it on in trouble with the boss/link. The person had to do a good job with gathering information and passing it along because of that. It's someone that used to be very outgoing, big on social media, or at least more active on social media, and then pulled back. They were waiting for the right time to put themselves back out there again. This person will make some kind of return to social media. So that third girl would have stopped posting before the murders. 7 of Pentacles reversed, 10 of Wands reversed. Delegation. Yeah, it's like someone was trying something and it wasn't working. Like, there was another plan to get information out of the girls that didn't work. And then this girl messed something up, like with something on her own, and got pulled into this situation to kind of be the spy to make up for that. But this wasn't the first plan to get at the girls. I'm wondering if that intimidation, stalking, whatever, was actually going on longer, but they didn't pick up on it initially. But it wasn't Brian. It was someone else that was looking after them that got like swapped out. It's a male. I was just about to say it's an X, and I got the King of Cups. It's like there was a male planted in the girls' lives to keep an eye on them or something, and then that for some reason fell apart, and that male stepped back and this female stepped in. And by the female, I mean that third girl in the little group. Oh. This person stopped being active a little bit before the murders. In due time, they're going to start to put themselves back out there on social media again. This person stopped being active about 3 months before the murders on social media. You'll be able to notice a drop in that person's social media content. So around August. Knight of Pentacles reversed. Yeah, that would be not posting. 4 of Wands reversed. Knight of Cups. This would be not posting. Like not taking the initiative to post, or like pulling back. This card would be like focusing on gathering info from the house, like a switch of focus, like because the Knight of Cups is like a middleman, mediator type of energy sometimes. And that's what this person is that middleman. So this is like not posting on social media, focusing on gathering information from the house to pass it along to someone else. And it's interesting that this card came out with the King of Cups. It's almost like there was a male that was close to the females, and that male was initially the one that was passing on information. For some reason, that had to stop, and it switched to this girl being the one to gather information. Oh, and then I said 3 to 4 months of, like, stop being active. Kaylee's stalker was watching them on behalf of this organization and wanted her to know because it was for intimidation. So not really stalking, but intimidation. 8 of Cups and 8 of Swords reversed. Yeah, it was like pushing them to the outskirts and trying to make them not want to talk when they left, like trying to just get them to leave it behind, go to whatever their next chapter in life was, and not bring up what they knew. But the 8 of Swords reverse is about facing fears. So this is like they were being intimidated so that they wouldn't talk when they left, and there was like little tests such as Adam asking them something to see if they were planning to talk when they left. Because the 8 of Cups is like trying to find the truth of a situation, trying to get to the heart of a matter, especially with like transitioning from one place to another. So it's painting the literal picture of the intimidation being tied to and increasing as it got closer to the girls leaving, because they were trying to see if they were planning on talking when they left. It's like luring them into a trap in a way, like there was people around them that they didn't know were testing them to see how far they would go into talking about whatever it was that they knew. Not wanting to have the organization found out, the person that was in charge sent someone to do a wiping of information. So from the King Road residence. Queen of Wands. Page of Pentacles reversed. I'm curious if one of the girls' surviving roommates was told to do something and said no. Like, oh no, it didn't. It wasn't just them being roughed up. They're actually deceased. And then, like, there's something that one of the surviving roommates was, like, told to do or, like, should have done that they didn't do. What does that have to do with what happened, though? King of Swords reversed. It has something to do with the weapon. Something to do with that sheath. I know I said previously that I believe that Dylan opened the door at some point when she wasn't supposed to. I know that we know she opened the door at one point, but I feel like she was not supposed to open the door, like, knowingly. And I said that I thought that had something to do with why the sheath ended up being left there. This is pointing towards something with that, but it's bringing in an element of, like, you were asked to do something that you didn't do. Pull a couple of these. Three of Hearts and Jack of Hearts. This is like a love message. It's information. The surviving roommates were supposed to wipe information. They didn't, so that they had to have someone else come in the house and do it. kind of makes sense. So let's say what happens, the surviving roommates, or at least Dylan, realizes, okay, this is not a roughing up. These people are stabbed all over. It would be like if she talks to someone and that someone says, okay, you need to grab the phones and delete the information. And then she's panicking and it's like, I can't do that. Which would definitely make sense if that was the morning after she had been on a substance such as Molly. Allegedly, my opinion. All this is allegedly my opinion. So then they had to take the chance of someone else coming into the house. And that is another reason why the police ended up being delayed to be called. Because it has something to do with why the sheath was left too. It's like a wiping of information that the first person didn't agree to do because they were in a panic. Whoever connected Brian with these victims regrets it. He messed something up very big that could have everything else unravel. Knight of Wands reversed. That's the delay. It's also like the Hermit. Brian went rogue on something here. I wonder if it's the messages he sent to the girls. Like, you're supposed to be stalking / intimidating them, but you're over here starting to get feelings or get attached or something. It's like he was doing this anyway, so he wanted to bring some of his fantasy into it and started to like cross the line on something. Like, I don't think he was supposed to like follow them or like their stuff or message them. Like, that wasn't what he was supposed to do, and he did it. But this is like unable to control myself, choosing my own desires over the plan. All right, so now we're just gonna finish this little section right here. This is the southeast part. Something on one of the girls' cell phones will make police believe this was a crime of passion. Brian reached out to the girls via messages and they did not respond. That was before there was any news about that. King of Wands. The Fool. Yeah, it's like, it has something to do with the messages that he sent, that it was not part of his role as an intimidator. It was like, you're supposed to be intimidating them, not becoming interested in them. And if the surviving roommates didn't go into the phones to delete something that they were supposed to, there's no way to get rid of that line of communication that allegedly Brian opened that he wasn't supposed to open. There was stuff on the cell phones. It is possible there was some kind of tracker on the girls' phones, tracking either their movements or a screen share of the phone showing what the person's saying. Tower reverse and Hierophant. Yeah, having knowledge that you shouldn't have, higher knowledge. And the Tower reverse would be trying to avert disaster. So someone tracking their phones in a way that they shouldn't have been able to, but they were, because they're trying to avoid things going bad. There are 3 people who fled the city that night, or at least a part of that 3-person group fled the city that night. the Moon reversed, Page of Wands reversed, and Six of Cups. Two upright, one reversed. It's one person from that three-person group that fled the city. Two stayed, one left from one place to another. The ex likely told the girls not to talk about something, but they did anyway. There was multiple people at different times sending warnings to not say or do anything. Then they did talk about it, and all the warnings seemed to have been ignored. There was a one-sided debt. So people were saying to the girls, allegedly my opinion, don't talk about this. Don't talk about this. And I feel as though it was because people knew that there was going to be a trap set up to see how much the girls would say. But nobody could say that. Nobody could say, hey, when this person asks you, don't say anything, it's a trap, because then they'd be in trouble. Nine of Pentacles reversed. Guard it. I'm trying to guard you. I'm trying to protect you. You're not realizing it, but I'm trying to protect you. Nine of Cups. Oh. Death reverse and Four of Swords. Oh boy. What's this card? And the Sun. The girls had believed that the money coming in was from drugs and discovered that it was from something with people moving. Like, the girls believed that there was like this money being moved around, and initially they just thought it was drug money, but they had came into some kind of proof that it was, that at least some of the money, or at least half of the money in that pile, was not just drugs, but was people moving, and they had proof of it. That's what changed. Ten of Diamonds reverse. That's about large money card. And Nine of Spades. A trap. Situation beyond control. This is like a nuclear bomb type of energy too. Nuclear. Yeah, they discovered or came into the realization or had proof that they knew about money that was being moved around. But at first they believed that it was just drug money, but they came into some kind of knowledge or proof that a big chunk of that money was actually from people moving or something relating to some kind of sex trafficking. That's why they had to be silenced. All right. I have to get to work, so this is going to be a short one today. Yeah, we still have 2 more pages for section 2, so I will do that as soon as possible. I just had to get that out of my head because I had a feeling that that third girl was the one that had something to do with Hannah. Okay, talk to you soon.